Kia ora team and welcome. Hi, I'm Jessica Rand, founder of the Key Planner. Now we're about to dive into something super exciting in this series and today on Jessica Rand TV. Now as we wrap up this year, I wanted to share with you how I go about creating my annual 2024 plan that starts with reflection, dreaming big for the future and setting goals for 2024. So buckle up because we're about to craft a game plan that will hopefully light you up and make 2024 more meaningful to you. Alright, first things first is you want to start with reflection. So you want to reflect on what worked and what didn't work last year, celebrate your achievements, also figure out what lessons you learned and maybe some significant obstacles that you had to overcome, and then if there were obstacles you weren't able to overcome, is list ways. So how we're going to do this is we're going to look at the end of year review section in the Key Planner, and we're just going to ask ourselves these questions right now. So what was your greatest achievement or realization this year and why? What was your most significant obstacle this year and how did you handle it? Now this question is incredibly important because with obstacles that we face, there are lessons within those obstacles that we learn, and it's a really good way to just understand a little bit more about who you are, what you want, and how you overcome things. So then the third question is what challenges and obstacles were you unable to overcome? And then you just want to bullet point, just list out some ways of how you can manage this forward going into the new year. Now that you've taken reflection, there's another step that I like to do, which is called taking inventory. Now this has been in the present moment in which you are today. The tool and the resource that I like to use is called the Wheel of Life. Now this is a free resource that you can download on my website, thekeyplanner.com. Essentially it's just a circle divided into three main categories, which is health, wealth, relationships. And then from that, you subdivide it into all of those areas. So if we're looking at health, we're looking at emotional well-being. So that's your mind, physical health, body, and then soul or spirituality. When it comes down to relationships, you'll have relationships with your friends, significant other, and family. When it comes down to finances, it's then divided between finances, business, career, and personal growth. So what it is, it's like a rating system of 1 to 10, 1 unsatisfied, 10 satisfied, and this is just to help you gain clarity and insight into each area of life so you can actually have more balance in life, because there are going to be times where there are going to be certain goals that are going to consume your time, and then other areas of your life may essentially fall apart or not quite work out the way you would hope to. So I'm going to create another video on how to plan your ideal week, so there is a little bit more balance. But if you're a small business owner like me and you probably work part-time as well, and then you're studying on the side of that, and you've got family and a big house and responsibilities, quite often some things can slip away. So this is just a great way to take inventory, so you've got this visual representation. Okay, this is what each of these areas look like for me right now. What do I want to focus on in the first quarter of the year? So now that we've done this, we're going to move on. Next step is actually the fun part, where you get to create your vision for 2024. Now there are a couple of different sides to this. If you're someone who's a little bit more like me, because maybe you've been using the Key Planner for years and you know exactly what you want, or you're just someone that has a lot of clarity as to exactly what you want to focus on and achieve this year, then you can pretty much go straight to the key vision section and create your mood board, or your focus board is what I like to call it for the year. However, if you're someone who's thinking, I kind of know what I want, but I don't really know what I want, there's actually an additional section in the Key Planner called the Self-Discover and Getting to Know Yourself section. And I'm just going to go through these questions, which is self-discovery, so getting very clear on who you are, what you enjoy doing, how you enjoy expressing this to others, creating a theme statement, and then going through questions to help uncover your why. Why is it going to be important for you to work progressively towards building this vision and achieving those goals and dreams that you have? Let's dive in. Let's go through the questions. So with the questions, there are going to be two different types of ways that you can look at this. I'm going to give you the question for what it is, but if you're already a Key Planner customer and you've been going through these questions year after year, there's going to be a slight little change. So the first one is, take some time to reflect on the past experiences. What pivotal moments in your life have significantly influenced the person you are today? Now, if you are a Key Planner customer, you can actually change this question to, what pivotal moments in your year that was that has significantly influenced the person you are today? And these types of questions are really important because, again, like I've said previously, there are lessons to be learnt within our obstacles, our challenges, and just as we navigate and experience life. So the next questions are list your values that are important to you. Now, a lot of people, when they start this, they're probably just going to use like key words. But I like to use keywords and then create a sentence, because listing values that are important to you, you want to actually figure out ways of how you're going to implement that in your journey going across the year, right? It needs to actually mean something. So for myself, I've actually mixed mine between business and personal. So I'll just give you an example of business, right? So one of my values is customer focus. So for me, what that looks like is prioritizing the needs and satisfaction of customers and the products and services that I create. And then for personal, one of those values would be empathy. And that is to demonstrate understanding and compassion towards others' feelings and others' perspectives. So those are just different ways that you can look at values. You can just list them, but I actually think it's best to just focus on things that are going to make sense to you and how you want these to actively show up in your life. It's all good just jotting down a whole bunch of ideas, but if you can't implement and put them into action, then it's meaningless. Now, the next question is, when do you feel you're at your most content, authentic, and happiest self? So that's a really good question that you want to kind of uncover, especially when it comes to creating your vision board, because quite often what people do is when they start creating their vision board, they're like, oh, I want a Land Rover, I want a big house with a pool, I want this, I want that, right? But what do you actually want? And what we actually want is something that really fulfills us and creates more meaning. So I'll give you an example of what I've got here for me. So I kind of always feel content, authentic, and my happiest self when I'm present in moments of spending time with friends and family, right? So for me, that's going to look like mindfulness and present moments with families and loved ones. That's just an example. So the next question is listing your personal qualities. So the next two questions actually were two questions that I asked myself more than 10 years ago now. And it really helped me to shape a theme of what I want to focus on in terms of my life. And I kind of got it from this book here, Success Principles by Jack Canfield. And so listing your personal qualities, like what are they? So for myself, I've got courage. So this is very evident in the last year that I've experienced, was having to display a level of courage. And what that meant to me was facing challenges and difficulties with bravery and just figuring out how to overcome them. So the next question is, how do you enjoy expressing these to others? Now, this is a really good way, especially if you're maybe lost in a sense of you don't know what career direction you want to go down, you don't know what business you want to start, maybe you want to look at ways of types of hobbies or business and career. This is a really good way to understand like how you enjoy expressing these personal qualities that you have that serve and show up to others. So say for instance, for myself, what I really enjoy doing, whether I'm good at it or not, is entrepreneurial. I have an entrepreneurial mindset. So I love to sort of like build businesses, and I have been since 2009. And I want to focus a little bit more on innovation and identifying new opportunities, because for me, I do work part-time and I choose to do that for specific reasons, but I do love building businesses and I do love building brands. And another thing that I really enjoy doing, which isn't something I've been doing a lot of since I've been in New Zealand, is public speaking, teaching and mentoring. However, when I lived in London for about 4 years, I used to do that as a profession, and I really enjoy it and I really miss it. And I actually want to start getting into that category again of expressing myself to others. So those are some cool questions. If you want to get access to the Key Planner, I'm just going to share a quick video now of what's inside, how you can either get the physical version or the digital version, or even if you just want to download a sample PDF so you've got these questions and whatever planner or notebook or whatever planning system you want to implement for the rest of the year, you've got that. And I'll leave that up next. So I want to quickly show you the Key Planner, which comes in both a black and a pink with a beautiful vegan leather covers, nice thick planning pages, 120 GSTM, full instructions on how to use it. You've got your couple of years of year at a glance pages, your self-discovery section that we're going to go through right now in this video, and in the next video we'll go through goal setting, creating your 1 year goal game plan, and then your goal planning blueprint.
as well as creating habits. So you've got a habit tracker in there, and then the remaining pages, you've got these lovely tabs, are kind of like your calendar planning pages. So you've got a 2-page monthly and weekly spread that starts on a Monday, ends on a Sunday, and time block from 5 to 10 p.m. Now, each month ends with an end of month review, as well as cash flow, because you know what they say, cash is king. And in the back you've got like a back pocket that you can put stuff into. You've got a whole bunch of spare pages in the back, and this is also that page that we did earlier, which is the end of year review page. You've got connections, and then obviously loads of spare pages in the back for note taking, and that's the 2024 weekly planner.
Let's talk about some of the tools that you can use, okay? I like to use a tool called Canva, and Canva is a great way where you can get images either from Pinterest or you can get it from the internet. These are images that either reflect the focuses of what you want to do, or it could be aspirational. And I like to start my vision board with my yearly mantra. So for me, that looks like this. So I want to cultivate more joy this year. And what that looks like is I want to prioritize happiness and contentment in my daily life. And I want to focus on activities and relationships and habits that bring joy, and consciously work towards creating a positive, fulfilling environment in my everyday life. Now, this vision board is actually your end of year vision. So if you were to fast forward 12 months from now, which is an exercise called future pacing, and what you do is you envision yourself 12 months from now, and then you ask yourself, okay, what were my achievements? What were my celebrations? What was I able to overcome? What was I able to start? What was I able to finish? What was I able to achieve? So your vision board acts like your direction of focus. This is the direction that I'm heading down, and then from this you start building out your goals, and that's what we're going to discuss in the next episode. So head on over to thekeyplanner.com and download the resources in this video today, or grab yourself the digital or physical key planner if there's any left, and join me in the next video where we explore goal setting, setting up systems and habits so you can automate your success towards a more meaningful 2024. Ka kite, bye for now.